Now, look, we're going to come to Sam Dastyari in a moment, and there's been a press conference before we get to him. Within the last hour, Prime Minister Scott Morrison has announced the extension of the Jobkeeper and JobSeeker programs, however, with substantial cuts and split between two tiers. Let's have a listen to what he had to say.
As a government, we've been very focused on providing practical problems to practical solutions, I should say, to practical problems. That has been our focus. All options are put on the table. Careful consideration is applied, and we will deliver what is practically needed. Now, something that's been doing its job in recent months has been JobKeeper, and that is what the JobKeeper review found. JobKeeper is doing its job and will continue to do its job through the decisions we are announcing today. Already, just over $30 billion has been provided in support through the JobKeeper program to almost 1 million businesses, 960,000 thereabouts, supporting some 3.5 million employees. The changes that we're making are several. The first of those is to apply the JobKeeper test for the 30% turnover reduction across the past 2 quarters and into the next quarter for continuing eligibility out to the end of March of next year. The payment for JobKeeper will be reduced to $1,200 per fortnight, and there will be a lower payment for those working less than 20 hours a week of $750 at the changeover period towards the end of September. That will be revised again for the March quarter down to $1,000 for full rates at 20 hours a week or more, and $650 for less than 20 hours a week.
Well, our political guru, Sam Dastyari, joins us now. Sam, what do you think of these changes? Is it going to hurt people? Is it good for Morrison and the government?
Look, I mean, firstly, they didn't really have a choice. They had to keep these programs running. The reality is the virus, in terms of its economic impact, has been worse than anyone imagined. It's going to be longer. It's going to go further. So they had to continue with something. Look, I think separating JobKeeper and JobSeeker and creating different classes is probably a mistake. I understand where they were coming from. They felt that, God forbid you increase welfare in this country, and they wanted to kind of get that back down as soon as possible. But when the two were linked, I think created a kind of a better kind of sense of we're all in this together. But the reality is this, especially with what's happening in Victoria, you cannot just cut these programs off immediately. Now it's been continued for another 6 or so months. I suspect it'll probably get continued after that too.
I'm going to ask you, is it a case of, I always think that the Liberal coalition, they've got this kind of allergic reaction to providing good welfare when it's required. Is that something that's endemic to that party?
Yeah, look, it is. I mean, it comes from that ideology, from that conservative side of politics, which is, once you start doing things like welfare, coming back from that becomes really difficult. And that's certainly what's happened here. That being said, I mean, because the circumstances are so extraordinary, I think that there's probably less pushback, but from the Conservatives, and there will be. But look, you've seen people come out, big businesses come out and been quite supportive of JobKeeper. But there's quite a few people who turn around and say things like, oh, well, you're encouraging people not to go back to work and you're just giving them money to stay home, and why would you work if you can earn more doing this? The reality is a lot of these jobs just don't exist at the moment. A lot of the kind of jobs out there in hospital just aren't there. I mean, if you're in comedy, you're in the arts, you're in hospitality. If you're in hospitality in Victoria,
it's the Ben, Rob and Robbo, Ben, Rob and Robbo Show. Ben, Rob and Robbo Show.